Hello, fellow We the People. I'm here to promote the peaceful revolution by applying the principles from the Citizens Rule Book. The book it's a little pamphlet that you need to pick up and read. It has the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, as well as a lot of information on what's gone wrong in the world today and how, not necessarily the world, but America. The United States is a corporation, and this is how we can fight the corporation and take our country back. We're not a corporation. We are a country. We need to unite and put these principles to work so that we can control our destiny again. Now I'm going to read a little bit. I'll explain how we'll do it here in a minute. The first thing I want to do is I want to read a little bit from Thomas Paine. I don't know if you know who Thomas Paine is or not, but Thomas Paine he was one of the founding fathers who got very little recognition, but his ideas and his thoughts were the ideas and thoughts that promoted most other men into their thinking and way of thought. And so he's a very strong figure in the Revolutionary War. And by the way, it was only 3% of the population of the United Colonies of America is what they were called. They were the United Colonies of America. Their population was 3 million people, and it was but 3% of that. Them people are the ones who initiated and started the Revolutionary War against King George for many of the same tyrannical injustices our very own corporate government is doing to us. And that's why I want to start with this reading from Thomas Paine, because he knew what was going on. He was one of them original founders before the Americas were heavily populated and stuff. And his crisis is just in black and white is kind of scary, but kind of just perfectly true for even today. He knew, he could see that what was happening was going to happen again, perhaps. And if we'll just listen to these words and hear them, don't just listen to them, but hear them. The crisis. O ye that love mankind, ye that dare oppose not only tyranny, but the tyrant, stand forth. Every spot of the old world is overrun with oppression. Freedom hath been hunted round the globe. Asia and Africa have long expelled her. Europe regards her like a stranger, and England hath given her warning to depart. O America, receive thy fugitive, and prepare in time an asylum for mankind. Now, do you hear what he's saying? He knows we need to prepare an asylum, a sanctuary for mankind. And they established us a legal system to do it. But I ain't quite ready to go there. I want to read further. I want to read further down, one more paragraph. And down towards the end of the paragraph that I'm reading from Thomas Paine in 1776, or near that year when this was written, it's going to put the continent Britain there. Country, Britain, King George III is who he's talking about. And right there where it says, when I say Britain, I want you to think the corporate government of the United States of America. These are the times that try men's souls. The summer soldier and the sunshine patriot will, in this crisis, shrink from the service of his country. But he that stands it now deserves the love and thanks of man and woman. Tyranny, like hell, is not easily conquered. Yet we have this consolation with us, that the harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. What we obtain too cheap, we esteem too lightly. 'Tis dearness only that gives everything its value. Heaven knows how to put a proper price upon its goods, and it would be strange indeed if so celestial an article as freedom should not be highly rated. Britain, with an army to enforce her tyranny, has declared that she has a right not only to tax, but to bind us in all cases whatsoever. And if being bound in that manner is not slavery, then there is not such a thing as slavery upon earth. Even the expression is impious. For so unlimited a power can belong only to God. Now see, and they set that up in our legal system. He was a promoter of liberty and freedom, a very fond provider of knowledge and information, came from Thomas Paine. And they set up a system for us to be able to repel the oppressive government. And how we do that is through the lower court system, the municipal courts out here, where you have an interaction with one of their corporate public safety officers, aka police. You don't know if you're going to get cuffed, stuffed, taken to jail, brutally beat the shit out of, or possibly murdered, killed, for doing nothing but minding your own business and trying to survive. And the reason this is happening is because every time you get a ticket and you go to court, they are suing you. But they don't have the right to take you to court. Let me read this here real quick. The vast majority of the legal disputes initiated by the police on the behalf of their employer, the state, where the plaintiff, the state, the judge or administrator, there's been no judges since 1789, judges rule on law, administrators rule on statute. Okay, and then you got the prosecutor, the antagonist, who's the policeman, and the only witness, who is also the police. They all represent the same party, who is the state. And since there is no corpus delicti, the body upon which a crime has been committed, the victim, there's no mens rea, a guilty mind, a guilty or wrongful purpose, criminal intent, or actus reus, a person that has been actually committed a crime and has been judicially charged. Now, with that being said, it doesn't even, none of that can be produced. It doesn't even qualify to be heard in a court of law according to its own laws. The state is therefore indistinguishable from being a criminal cartel. I wrote that too, but I messed up a little bit. But here's our answer. All these tickets and everything, people just keep going into the court, and rather than dealing with the bullshit, they're pleading guilty. But you as a juror have more power than anybody in the world, and you don't have to listen to the judge. Let me explain a little bit about what happened there, and it'll make a little more sense. See, because back in the day, people knew the law, and they were, almost all people were lawyers. But originally the jurors were instructed by the judge to render their decisions using their own moral conscience, based on number one, the character of the defendant, number two, the nature and the circumstance of the allegation, number three, the letter of the law, number four, the validity of the law. And in the 1860s, near the end of slavery and the beginning of the War of Northern Aggression, many slaves were running for their freedom. And when they were catching them and trying them, due to the moral conscience aspect directed by the judge to the jury, none of them believed in slavery, so they weren't convicting the slaves. Well, all the rich people whose slaves were running petitioned their senators, who conducted a secret meeting with judges to figure out how they could change this so these slaves could be returned. So what they did is they eliminated everything except for the instruction to the jury of their decision based on the letter of the law. And it's obviously today you can see that really worked, because you got all these victimless crimes that people are being locked up, jailed, and fined for, and there's no victim. It's the state extorting money out of the people, and due to the ignorance of the people in failure to ascertain the knowledge of law, we've let ourselves fall prey and victim of the corporation. And we can all get back together and unite. I don't know if we ever were together, but we need to unite against the thing. The government is the thing we need to unite against. And to do that, you do it in the court system. Everybody has to go to court eventually for some dumb traffic ticket or whatever. And rather than going into court and pleading guilty, you go in and you plead not guilty. And you overwhelm the courts with cases that they won't be able to schedule cases for months out, months out. You've all been to court. Every time you're in court, there's 100 people in there trying to get their court, and they all want, and rather than have to deal with it, they all go in and plead guilty and just hand over their money to the corporate thugs who are extorting it, because if you're found guilty and you don't pay, then they'll come with their guns and they'll either kill you or they'll kidnap you and take you into their jail. So we need to unite and prevent this from happening. And knowledge is our answer. It's the answer to the question. It's our savior, basically. So what's going to save America, if anything will, is the lower courts. We all need to remember that whoever's being tried out there on the court system is either your brother, your sister, your cousin, your uncle, your aunt, your mother, your father, your grandpa, your grandma. They're one of us. America was founded on common law. Corpus delicti, a victim upon which the crime has been committed. No victim, no crime, people. Simple as that. If there isn't an injured party, take your citations to the court and take it to jury trial. Everybody go to jury trial, because everybody will be involved with the jury is the solution to the problem. It's our answer, folks. And when you're called in for jury duty, be proud and be loud, man. You let them know. No, you don't let the courts know, but you let the jurors know their real power. And the word will get around, because you don't need the whole jury to render a decision that you do. Only you can stop, you alone can stop a fellow brother, sister, cousin from being extorted, whether it be his liberty and freedom or his money, and handed over to this, what we call government, this corporation. It's killing America. It's not America anymore. It's a corporation of the United States. And it's up to us to change things around. And this is how we can do it. It will be peaceful, and it will show them who is in charge. This is our country. It always has been our country. It's never been their country. And it's only been through our ignorance and failure to ascertain the knowledge and put it to work. Just like our founding fathers established it as a defense against tyranny for us. It's our tool. Let's work it. They do not run the world. They think they do. We are the masters of our universe, so long as we trespass on nobody and nobody trespasses on us. Benevolence is the ultimate will of all mankind. Mankind. Help me promote this principle. It will work. This is a plea. I don't know how else to do it. But we can save our country. I don't care about saving the corporation of the United States. Let's save our country. Thank you.